Everything here is so connected and so together. It's like as if everything combines together into this beautiful harmony. Like Jews and Arabs and tourists from all over the world, like Chinese and Australians, all together, something that you cannot find anywhere else.
When we walk in Jerusalem, we feel the story comes alive. 2,000 years ago, the people there walked there around, Jesus walks there around, and now we walk around here. It's very special.
I feel the sky is a bit closer. I feel that it's not just a story from the history books, but it's real and it's alive, and I'm a part of it.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, from the beautiful Kraft Family Sports Campus in Jerusalem, Israel, as we are broadcasting to you all over the world the 2019 European Championship of Flag Football. Thanks so much for joining us. We've been here since about 8 o'clock this morning, broadcasting game after game after game. And while it might be a little bit hot, it's certainly not tiring or boring or anything. A lot of adrenaline running through the body here as we're watching some amazing athletes from all over Europe here compete in flag football. I am with Kenny Zwiebel, Hall of Famer, Israeli Football Hall of Famer. He's telling me to stop talking about that, but the fact is the guy's in the Hall of Fame. What can you do? We're getting ready for the next game of the afternoon, Austria, Sweden in the women's bracket here. And I'll bring Kenny in because Kenny was scoreboard watching just a few minutes ago, and he saw some of the results.
So
from some of the games.
You got a chance to see the Austrian women play earlier today. They are certainly one of the favorites here on the women's side of the bracket. They look every bit the part of a potential champion. They just came off a game that they played against Finland, and they beat them 70-0.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So they're an offensive juggernaut, a defensive force, and let's put it this way: Sweden's got their hands full right now.
Based on what I've seen, I watched the Austrian men play earlier today. It seems that if the NFL wanted to expand, National Football League wanted to expand to any other country, they would start with Austria, because what I've seen, again, and flag and tackle are two completely different games, but unbelievable what the Austrians are doing so far in day one of the European Flag Football Championships here in Jerusalem. And we're about to get started on that note. I'm telling you, these things happen so quick in these games. Sweden has the ball. They are starting. And here they go. Completed pass to number 13. That is Johnson. Emma Johnson, wide receiver from Sweden. And at second down, we're underway here in Jerusalem.
And it's always nice to get that first pass out of the way, get those jitters out, the early game jitters out, get a nice completion, get a few yards, and start moving.
And if I might say so, that receiver who caught the ball, number 13, is pretty tall. She's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Another, a near interception. Wait, what are they going to call it? It looked
in and out of the hands of the receiver for sure.
Right. Did the ball hit the ground? There are a lot of ways this could go. It could be a Sweden catch and then an Austrian penalty for wrestling the ball out of her hands. No.
Interception.
They're calling it an interception. Play number 2, and there you go. Austria, this juggernaut, already has the ball.
So what they said there is that the Austrian defender got possession of the ball, and then the Swedish receiver knocked the ball out of her hands after she already got possession. So that's why it's an interception.
We did not even get to introduce some of the lineups here as the wind picks up. But, Kenny, if you look at the spelling on this one, this one, I think, has done me in there.
Well, and here's the good news.
Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, she's not the quarterback. Okay, we're okay.
I'm not the play-by-play guy. I don't have to spot the names. I just give the commentary.
No, I did. I thought she was the quarterback. She's a defender, but we can manage this one here. And for Austria, the quarterback, Stribin.
There's not enough vowels in that name.
Stravinsky. What's the quarterback on the Chicago Bears? Stravinsky? This is Stravinsky, his sister. No, I'm just joking. Austria is about to score. There's a flag on the play. They're calling a foul on the offense, I think for flag guarding. We'll move them back a couple yards. We're going to Saskia Strabrini.
We're going to ask somebody to go over to the Austrian team.
Saskia, number 2.
Someone to go over to the Austrian team and try to get a pronunciation on their quarterback.
This one is tough. You're right. In the English language, there's some vowels missing here, and unfortunately the Austrians on the other side of the field. We're going to have somebody do that. If you're listening to this broadcast and you're in the stadium, please go up to the Austrian coach and get us a correct spelling.
I have another idea. But let's watch this play first.
Okay. Quarterback goes back to pass, hits her receiver, flag pulled. Back to the original line of scrimmage there for Austria.
So if anybody is watching from Austria or knows Austrian,
that's even better.
If they could phonetically spell it out for us on the chat so that we know how to pronounce
her name. Number 2, the quarterback, her first name is Saskia. We're still trying to figure out her last name as Austrian team is driving, and the wind is really picking up now, approaching the goal line where it's going to be, is it 3rd or 4th down? Let's see on that penalty what the...
I think it's 3rd down, but you know what I'm going to call that quarterback? I'm just going to call her good.
Good.
She is, look at the poise. She gets the ball. She's very, very confident. She rips the ball right into where it needs to be, and she is just the real deal.
And they're going for their first score here, Austria. Sweden, of course, trying to prevent that here in the very, very early going after that quick interception. Bunch formation. Quarterback drives back. Nobody's open. She does. Receiver open. She threw behind her.
And no sooner did I say that than a misfire.
You are the jinx.
It looks like it. So if you want your team to do well, come and ask me to say something good about the other team.
Right. Good idea there. This, I think, would be 4th down here. Austria trying to score on their opening possession after the interception.
They got to punch it in from the 1 yard line.
Again. Bunch formation. Sweden trying to get the signals from their coaches. And here we go. Receivers are tied up. The ball's... Was she in? Is she in?
Yes. Wow.
Tiptoeing in the back left corner of the end zone.
And I got to tell you, she had lots of receivers open. She went for the hard throw, but she made it.
What number caught? I didn't even see her number. She caught the ball in the back of the end zone. Didn't catch her number there. The receiver there from Austria making the catch, tiptoeing, hitting the pylon actually as she was falling out of bounds. And Austria rather is going for the extra point. Saskia drops back, hits her receiver.
Perfect throw, perfect catch. Beautiful play. So there you go.
That is Katrin.
Sweden starts out with a ball, and Austria's first on the scoreboard.
Right. Did anybody chat in, guys? I'm talking to the guys from Medabrim Communication here in the booth. Yuda, Itan, and Yakov see if anybody chatted in to help us with the name, how to pronounce the name of the very, very skilled Austrian quarterback. Nobody chatted in just yet. Sweden's got the ball, shovel pass up the middle, hitting her receiver number 3. That's Wurzer, Julia Wurzer there for, that's the Swedish team. Sagbrandt, Jenny Sagbrandt there, I apologize. Number 3 for the Swedes, wide receiver. Second down, Sweden. I understand, Kenny, the whole concept of working the ball down the field, but I think they're going to have to get more than 2-3 yards.
Yeah, 2 or 3 yards doesn't do anything.
They're going to have to get at least 7 to 10. Pump fake.
And now she's going
goes,
to the
another interception by Austria. Number 8. Austria, number 8. Charlotte Janda.
What a defensive play. First of all, she played the ball perfectly.
Right.
Second of all, she even, and here's the replay on that, she even watches push off by the offensive player, and yet she still made the catch. That was a great defensive play. Remember, I talked about defense? Guess what? Austria has 2 picks on the first 2 possessions.
That's right, and the quarterback by Sweden actually had a great pump fake. Just not enough air under that ball to get it to her receiver. Austria takes over. Almost a one-handed catch, but falls incomplete. It'll be second down. The intended receiver there was Therese Weigag, number 5 there from Austria.
And you see, she didn't try to do too much, the quarterback. She just went for a 5-yard gain, but you're right. Not the 2-yard gain, not the 20-yard gain. 7 to 10. That's where you want to be.
Second down here for Austria with a commanding 7-0 lead already and driving. Hits number 5 there. Weigag again.
For guess what? 7 yards.
7 yards. Third down, though. Third and goal for Team Austria as we're just getting started here after 2 quick interceptions by the Austrian team. And you hear the action behind me. Team Israel, the women's team, just scored behind me, but I will turn around and focus on this game because I cannot do 2 things at once. Austria, incomplete pass. She just led her receiver a bit too much. That was nearly a beautiful touchdown catch.
Very nice
right
play.
Up the middle on a little post into the end zone, but falls incomplete off the turf.
And it just goes to show you,
Fourth down.
Fourth down. They got to go for the end zone again this play. But just goes to show you need everything to go right? You need the receiver to run the right pattern. You need to get the separation. You need the quarterback to make the throw. And they were off by just about 3 centimeters.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
it's a game of inches, as one wise man said.
Or
game
centimeters if we're in Europe.
Right. Fourth down. Going for the end zone here.
Drop back 5 in coverage.
Nobody. She's got all day to throw.
And she finds her
receiver.
And as I've been saying, a quarterback that's
questionable call there.
A quarterback like that, who's on the money, all day to throw, is going to find a receiver eventually.
Right.
And you actually don't have all day. You only have 7 seconds to throw the ball.
Right.
But nevertheless, you're going to find a receiver.
That's an eternity in the world of flag football. But again, I understand the mixing it up. You just have to pick the right time to do it.
Yeah, and
is
fourth
not easy. It's not easy.
No, but 4th and 20 is not the right time to do it.
Right.
You got to put pressure on 4th and 20. At least that's my opinion.
Saskia takes the snap.
Tough throw.
Almost an amazing catch, but it falls out of bounds. The receiver did not come up with that. She probably would have been out of bounds anyway. And Sweden now on their 3rd drive of the game after 2 interceptions the first 2 times they had the ball.
So I'm the Swedish coach. What am I going to say to my team right now?
If you're looking, listen, and objectively speaking, 13 is towering above all the Austrian players. I would say to throw the ball up in the air, have 13 go get the ball. That's what I'm saying if I'm the coach. I'm not saying, obviously you can't just target one player an entire game, but she is literally a head above any player on the Austrian team. I would throw her a lob. I would have her run a deep pattern. But they're lining up bunch here, which makes it harder to get open with all that traffic down the middle of the field. Pump fake and the completion to number 22, but again,
2 yards.
Only about 2-3 yards there as we hit 3rd down for the Swedish team.
Yeah, Sweden they do have to find something. They have to find something to move the ball down the field and to get past that midfield. They haven't crossed midfield yet this game.
No.
And like you said, they need to find something that's going to work.
3rd down, 3 receivers trip right here for Sweden. Rusher coming in, the ball's thrown, number 86 with the catch. Flag is pulled. That's Natalie Svolen-Nyberg on the catch. I did that pretty well, I think.
That sounded good.
Sounded good. I hope that's her real name, but sounded good. Here's what I was saying. Here you have 13 in a one-on-one matchup on a big 4th down. She's going up against a much shorter target. I would throw the ball up to her, and thank you very much, Tony Romo. As they say, first down.
And they called the first down.
Yep,
there,
I called that play. Emma Johnson, number 13 for Sweden. Very tall wide receiver, and obviously knows how to play some football as well.
So they finally crossed the midfield,
There's
which is
first
very
down
important.
for Sweden, very important as they trail 13-0 here in the early going in Jerusalem. Sweden taking their time, bunch formation. Quarterback throws a short pass. 3-yard gain for number 36. 36 is not in the playbook, unless that was 35. Unless I missed it, I don't see a 36 on the roster here.
That's 36.
36. Her name, unfortunately, is not on the official roster. So we're gonna have to just call her 36 for now. Bunch formation. Josefa takes the ball. Incomplete pass. Intended for 86, Nyberg. Ball falls out of bounds, incomplete. We're looking at third down here with Sweden just over midfield.
Yeah, and so there's sticking to the game plan, and there's got to move the ball. And they're sometimes at odds with each other, and right now I think they're at odds with each other.
Carlson takes the snap, drops back. Throws this is good gain here, about a 10-yard gain.
And that's a nice play.
That may be their longest gain from scrimmage here.
A very, very nice play. Very nice catch. Nice throw.
Yeah.
And that's what they should be doing. They got to put the ball downfield a little bit, not these 2-yard, super safe plays, but take some shots. And now they got to score. It's fourth down. They got to go for the end zone.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Carlson takes the snap, throws the ball down the field, and it is knocked to the ground. And that was fourth down, so Austria will take over on downs. But at least this time it wasn't an interception, so they have to start way back at their own 5-yard line, 10-yard line, sorry.
Yeah, and it was good to see Sweden move the ball. Sweden moving the ball is very important. It's important for this game. It's important for them. But now we're going to see Austria with a full length of the field in front of them with their great quarterback. Let's see what they're going to do.
Strike to number 16, wide receiver.
You know how I know?
Caroline Kugler, wide receiver, making the catch.
Other than seeing the quarterback throwing a beautiful ball basically every single time, the way I know that she has confidence, when she gets the snap, she flips the ball. She, that little extra little flip that she takes. She didn't do it this time, but she is just...
That's because you said she was
going
to.
Of course.
Anyway.
She is just so confident. She throws such a beautiful ball.
First down, they're calling first down. That was a generous spot, I would say, by the officials. I thought they caught her just short, but that's why I'm in the broadcast booth and not calling the game on the field.
Is that why? Is that really why?
If they would have asked me to, I would have taken a refresher course in officiating and been out there. But on that note, another catch and incomplete pass there, dropped. Little out of her reach. I'm not going to blame the receiver there. Kugler was the intended target.
What are we talking about? Quarterbacks always blame the receiver. If it touches your hand, it should be caught, right?
Okay. If that was the case, let's have Kugler run some laps here for dropping that pass,
exactly,
which I think was not catchable in any way, shape, or form. But we're talking to the Hall of Famer here, quarterback, so he knows.
Hey, I started my career as a receiver.
Quarterback drops back, hits her target, number 23, before falling out of bounds.
Uh-oh.
Shoot. We're going to need a medic here. Peterson caught the ball. We have an injured player there for Sweden on the ground. Did you see her hit the wall?
She hit the wall.
She hit the wall, which seems like it's way out of bounds, but maybe too close.
She probably
close enough.
She probably didn't realize how close she was to the sidelines.
She
kept running, and she hit the railing on the wall there. The medics are coming down right now.
What part of her body did you see?
I think in her head.
She hit her head against the wall?
I think she did, yeah.
Oy. Okay. Well.
So there's a timeout in the action
right now.
Timeout
here.
And we hope that she's okay.
We hope that she's all right. We have medics here on the field. Actually, our director here of the broadcast, Yuda, has left the station since he is a first response medic. Yuda Wadowski has left. And he is out there. I don't know if you guys are actually seeing this on the video. Are the guests, the visitors watching, those watching online? I don't think they're seeing you're seeing this. We don't want to get too close, but there's a player down from Sweden. But the medics are there. It looks like they're looking at her right knee. Looks like her right knee, which may have come in contact with that separation barrier between the stands and the field. I can't see from this angle how many yards away it is from the field, but certainly far away enough that I'm watching the entire Austrian team on the sideline with their bags and whatnot. But again, this is football, and unfortunately these things happen in the game of football. As this is going on, I'm going to turn around here and just take a look. I see Team Israel is on defense. I don't have their schedule.
Let me try to get
here.
the score.
We'll take a look here on field number 2 to get a schedule here. We're going to be we're going to do as best as we can. It is, what time is it now? It is 2:45. So you have Israel's playing the Czech Republic on field 2. Finland is playing Great Britain on field 3. Russia is playing, I believe, is this Switzerland on field 4? That's what I believe. All women's action here on the 2:30 slot here. And obviously we hope she's okay here. The girl who's still down from the Swedish team. Did you get, Kenny just came back. Anything, you know what's going on? Czech versus Israel.
Yeah, so it's 7-0 Israel, and Israel just came
Israel.
up with an interception.
And we also have
That
Finland,
was
Great Britain.
scream in the background.
SUI, that would be
Switzerland.
Switzerland versus Russia.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's actually a men's game on field 4. The other two, Finland, Great Britain, and Israel, Czech Republic, those are women's games taking place here. The medics are attending to the player on the ground, and
They just brought ice out.
they brought ice out. So hopefully it's just a situation of ice. Hope for that. I did see them working on one of her legs. Maybe that could be, no. Kenny did the investigation here.
But she's sitting up now.
sitting up, which is a good sign. She's conscious. You actually saw the play live, Kenny? You
Yeah,
saw
I
her
did.
falling out of bounds?
Yeah, I saw she basically running into the
running
side.
into a barrier there. So we hope she's okay. I'm looking this way. Israel now. I don't remember. Did Israel wear blue before or white before? Nevertheless, Israel in their blue uniforms against the Czech Republic in white. Israel has the ball on offense. And we can see out of the corner of our eyes there's an incomplete pass to Geffen Stein there on field number 2. They're taking
And now
their time here.
they're bringing her up to her feet now, so that's a
Okay,
really
that's
good
a good sign.
That's an excellent sign.
And
I think she might have gotten
the fans are clapping.
either in her nose or in her eye.
Everyone's clapping here on both teams, and all the fans are clapping. Hopefully she'll be okay.
She's walking under her own power,
Yeah,
so that's also a good sign.
That's a good sign. We'll try
She
to
never
get
she never lost consciousness.
We'll try to get
So-
an update here from the Swedish coaches, maybe in a little bit, or Swedish trainer who's carrying the bag of ice. Kenny's running to get an update now from the Swedish trainer. We're getting here just an update in a second. Kenny's coming back. He'll give it to you. Teams are getting back on the field. Here's Kenny. Kenny, what did the trainer say?
She She got a cut over her eye.
Okay.
A nice shiner is going to be there. Maybe need stitches. We'll see. But she's okay. She's full consciousness, and
She's
the medical
walking off the
staff are
field.
taking her right now to Magen David Adom, our great first responders here, the Israeli Red Cross, and
Yeah, and big shout out to Yuda, the director of this broadcast, who dropped everything and ran right to the other side of the field. So Yuda gets extra dessert tonight when he gets home.
we're back to action.
We're back to action. Austria's driving here. I don't remember what down it was, but Austria completed a pass. They're now at about the 10-yard line, driving on
And now it's fourth
Sweden.
down.
Fourth down. It scores 13, Austria, and Sweden still with the bagel, not on the scoreboard as of right this second. But long way to go. We're still here with first half action. Fourth down, all or nothing on this play for Austria. QB takes the snap. Looking, fires to the end zone. There's a flag on the play.
There was
It's an
contact.
incomplete pass.
There was a collision in the end zone.
Maybe on the defense, which would give Austria really good field position and an automatic first down there. Referees are talking it over. Perhaps they will pick up the flag. Which we
as
have
they
seen.
are wont to do.
As they have seen, we have seen. No, they are calling the penalty on
Yeah.
the defense. Automatic. First down, Austria.
And it'll be half the distance to the goal, and
About seven-yard line or so.
giving yourself 4 downs now to put the ball into the end zone and put yourself up by 3 scores.
That's just unfortunate for Sweden. First, the injury, and which is most importantly, of course, most important is the health. I see the Magen David Adom ambulances have arrived here at the stadium, and she should know she's in good hands. Those listening around the world.
And if her loved ones are listening or family's listening, she's okay, then being taken care of.
And Austria, on that note, scores the touchdown.
Beautiful pass, beautiful crossing
It
patterns.
is now 19-0.
Crossing patterns are the key to flag football, right? You get over the middle, you get one step on your receiver, you have a quarterback that throws the ball accurately. It's 7-10 almost automatically, and that's exactly what they needed for a touchdown, and now 19-0.
And Yuta, the man of the hour, is back after doing his duty as a first responder. And it's now 20-0 after that converted extra point by Austria. We got an update from Kenny. I don't know if Yuta wants to add anything to the condition of the girl. Lightly injured, maybe some stitches. She's going to be taken in for a checkup. I would not be surprised, as tough as I've seen these women here today, I would not be surprised if that player was back on the field by tomorrow in uniform playing again.
Stitches or not.
I would not be surprised. These women are tough, I'll tell you that. They are real athletes, tough competitors, and amazing football players. So I would not be surprised if we saw her back tomorrow. I don't know about this game, but tomorrow I would put money she's coming back tomorrow.
Now that would be quite something if she went to the hospital and got back in time to play. By the way, with the Jerusalem traffic and all the construction going on, there's no chance of her getting back for this game.
The ambulance is still here. They may be stitching her up right here in the ambulance. No, you just
they're
no.
Any kind of head injury, you're going to want to be double checked and double sure that.
None of that here. There's 13 on Sweden with the catch. Emma Johnson on the catch. Nice gain there, but well short of the first down.
And you know what? Sweden should do this. They should keep going to the well. As long as she's open, keep throwing to her.
Yeah, I'm telling you, now she's got one-on-one coverage. She's at least a head, if not 2 heads taller than the defender, even though they're in a bunch formation with number 13 wide to the left. And they're not going to her on this play. She was a decoy. They went to number 3 instead, Sagbrandt. Jenny Sagbrandt, number 3. And what down is this going to be? This is going to be, I believe, 4th down here. Yep, 4th down. I was right.
Hey, it happens once in a while.
Once in a while, you call the right down. Sweden needs about 10 yards for the first. Bunch formation again in the middle of the field. Quarterback pumps, shovel pass, but it's not going to be enough. About 5 yards, 3 to 5 yards short of a first. Austria,
holding tough on D,
who's now up 20-0, will be taking over once again.
I'll tell you, I'm very impressed with this Austrian team. Their defense is absolutely solid. Their offense, absolutely solid.
Yeah,
they're a force to be reckoned with, and they're certainly one of the contenders for Sunday's gold medal.
If you are any of the other women's teams, I would have a scout out here checking out Austria to see how they play. That, by the way, is also the 2-minute warning in the first half of this game.
By the way, did you see, Josh, I don't know if you got a chance to see, did you see the trophies that these teams are playing for?
Yeah, they look like the Lombardi trophies.
They are the Lombardi. They are a replica of the Lombardi trophies.
Robert Kraft, good catch there by Austria.
They got approval from the NFL
wow.
to replicate them and use them.
That's unbelievable. I saw the trophies. That was number 4 is Sedlacek.
So last night at the opening ceremonies, there was an unbelievable loud applause when they unveiled the trophies that everyone's playing for.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Austria in control. Pass again completed. It's just pass after pass completed by the Austrian team here, working the ball down the field. As Kenny mentioned, it's at 7 to 10 yards, which they seem to be getting each and every play. It's 3rd down now, but a very manageable 3rd down, with the first down being about 7 yards away, with 2 downs to try to get over that half line on the field.
Yep, and you don't need to get it all even on this play, because the 4th and 1 is certainly very easy for a team like this. But they got it now anyway.
First down and much more. Receiver in open. Number 4. Few missed flags, and they're in business again. Austria. That's Sadalek, Valerie Sedlacek. Let me get it right. Sedlacek, Valery Sedlacek.
Now, let me tell you why this is important. And maybe not even for this game, but why this is important. Instead of getting the first down at the 50-yard line and then you have 4 plays to go 50 yards, now they're at the 25-yard line, 4 plays to go 25 yards. It's not even 25 yards, right? It's like 15 yards.
Bunch formation there. Handoff goes to number 6, running around left end. Very, very nice gain on a handoff. Number 6.
So you see now they're
Sotner.
Now they're second down and goal from the 10 or from the 11-yard line. So very, very manageable. That's the way you want to play this game. You want to get over. Obviously, you want to get first downs and move the ball, but you want to try to do it tactically and play very, very smart.
These are, I haven't even talked about this in the broadcast till now, the field size. These are about, what are they, 80-yard fields?
They're shorter than 80 yards.
A little shorter than 80 yards. It's about, approximately. I'm doing the math. I'm looking at the lines right now. For those who may think that it's not a full 100-yard field in this venue.
There's a nice
There's
play.
A touchdown again.
Is she in?
Is she in?
No,
they're
going
saying
to call
she's
her
down. Austria with a great catch. Reinberg, Weigag, Therese Weigag, number 4 on Austria. Wide receiver makes the catch just short of the goal. And here I'm expecting the shovel pass now.
Your favorite play.
That is my anticipated prediction here.
So not only is the field shorter, but the field is considerably narrower.
Right.
And being narrow limits your possibilities, what you can do with the ball, what you can do with the spread offense.
Right.
You don't need to have as strong an arm to go from side to side on the field. We have
timeout here, Austria. It is the end of the first half, almost. I don't know how many seconds, but it's a matter of seconds. For the Austrian team, they're going to talk it over before trying to punch the ball in.
Yeah, so normally if you're used to playing full field football or tackle football, you want to be able to do these kind of down and outs. You don't really have down and outs because you don't really have very much to go out.
Right.
So they're 1-step outs, 2-step outs, 3-step outs, and then you have to get the ball. So that's why the game happens much faster. The plays happen much faster. Go 5 yards, cut out. Take an extra 1 or 2 yards after the catch, and there's what we've been talking about over and over and over again, these kind of 7 to 10 yard plays.
Yeah, exactly. Nice crowd out here.
Despite the heat.
Yeah, no, actually, no, with the wind now, it's actually not as bad as it was, I think,
well,
at noon.
You're in the shade.
Right.
Can you imagine what the players are feeling out there in the sun?
I thought you were going to complain that you spent more time out on the field in the sun than myself, and therefore I should be quiet. Bunch formation here, just as I said, as I predicted, most likely a shovel. And no, fake shovel. Fake shovel. And then,
drop pass.
Drop pass. So they did not score yet. It will be 4th down for Austria here. It's not mentality. What does it do to you carrying into Friday, into the next round, and certainly into the medal round Sunday? What does that do to you mentally? You go back to your hotel, and then what? You're 0-2. You've traveled all the way here. What does that do to you?
First of all, you're here to have a good time.
Right.
That's number one. None of us are here to, win multi-million-dollar contracts. Everyone's here to have a good time, and everyone has to keep, that in the front of their mind, not in the back of their mind, that you're here to have a good time. You're here to experience a new country, a great city like Jerusalem, and make sure that you continue to have a good time. I'll get to the second comment after this play.
This might be the last play of the half, the way I see their defense playing, the Austrian defense. They're going for 13, and the ball is intercepted. I think that was it was a desperation play, and I think that's the half.
That's the end of the half.
That's the end of the first half.
But
Austria 26, Sweden 0, and we're going to take a break for station identification, and we'll be right back.
cities, one break. Tel Aviv, Jerusalem. Book your trip now.
Second half action here from Kraft Family Sports Campus in Jerusalem. Josh Hastings with Kenny Zwiebel here calling the second half of the women's first round game between Sweden and Austria, and Austria is dominating 27-0 as we enter half number 2. Behind me, Israel is playing the Czech Republic, and it's 7-2. Kenny? 7-7.
Well, I don't know if they converted on the conversion, but they definitely scored a touchdown.
Right. And I guess unfortunately, I guess we're scoreboard watching just a little bit because this game at this point is completely out of hand. I mean, Austria definitely is a force to be reckoned with here in the women's division and in the men's division here, bringing two amazing, talented squads here to the European Championships in Jerusalem. Looks like they changed the defense a little bit. Did Sweden lining 5 wide? There's another bomb.
That's not going to help them.
Caught and touchdown by Austria. They are scoring now at will. I'm trying not to say it so loud since we are standing next to the Swedish bench. I feel a little bit bad even saying that, but what can you do? Anyway, they're going for the extra point now.
So what is that, 33-0 now?
33-0. Extra point, bunch formation. Sasuke looks left, looks right. She has all day, no rush there. Throws it up the middle. Oh, wait a minute.
Caught, yes.
They called it caught. It looked like the Swede took it away from her, but I guess once she maintained full possession, the play's already over, and anything after that is inconsequential. Another long word from the broadcast booth as we make an adjustment now, and now you can actually hear what I'm saying. After I use that long word, they said they heard inconsequential?
Inconsequential?
Whatever the word is.
There you go.
Sweden's taking over with the bunch. Receiver wide to the right. Fake handoff. They're going to the receiver. Nice little fake there. But, again, you're talking about a 5-yard gain.
Oh, that was a good gain. That was already even 10 yards.
7? You think 10?
They started at the 5.
There.
There's the 10.
Okay. All right. Again, math has never been my strong suit. Never been good at math, so forgive me for that.
And just to understand, I used to count math in sevens by touchdown. That's the only thing I knew how to do. So
nice
great
knockdown.
defensive play.
Number 27 on defense for Austria. That's Wenschlang. Annika Wenschlang with an excellent defensive play.
And you were talking about number 13 being the tallest player on the field, but all of a sudden 27 comes out on the field, and she's just as tall.
The problem was the ball wasn't up in the air high enough for her to make a play over their heads. I'm sure they know this by now, that 13, and now she's lined up wide there. Should be utilized more, but you can't always throw to the same receiver. You got to mix it up a little also when it's 33-0. Ball's up in the air, and another interception.
This is
a pick 6. The ball thrown behind the receiver, and it's now 39-0. Austria interception. Let's get her number. She deserves the credit by number 2. Is it 20? 12, 23. No, 23. 23 on Austria, and her name is Micheltish. Marie Threes. Micheltish, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. 39-0. In favor of the Austrians here this afternoon.
Well, Austria is definitely flexing their muscles. They're showing what they're made of.
Right.
And
that could have been dangerous.
Yeah. Going across the middle.
Going across the middle, and again, I don't know. I just actually last night on YouTube I watched like the NFL's greatest hits. Most violent hits. 1 point. And I saw some pretty mean hits, and this is flag where there's no contact, but still, when you come across the middle, these accidents happen where people can collide into each other.
And here you don't have any protection, right? You don't have any padding.
And that's
why
flag is even more dangerous at times than tackle, in my opinion, at least contact flag. Anyway, Sweden back with the ball. Nice strike to number 13. Emma Johnson there with the catch. And that's the play. That's 12 yards.
Yep.
That's what they need to get themselves on the board here. They need more 12-yard passes. The wind really picking up now. This is the windiest it's been right now all day, but the wind could help the Swedes. I think it's blowing from left to right, but nevertheless, as I open my mouth, another interception by Austria, and the drive is done. Number 27 with the interception. Annika Wenschlag, number 27. Austria takes over.
Just a misthrown ball there by the quarterback. Threw it to the middle of the field. There were a lot of people there, and the best candidate to catch the ball was the Austrian player.
And Sweden actually, by the way, I don't know if we said this at the beginning of the game, they won in 2002 the World Championships, Sweden. So they have been on an international stage before. They medaled with a bronze in 2005. It's been a while. It looks like it's been a decade and a half since they competed on the level of the top teams.
2002, some of these players on the field weren't even born yet.
So I would say perhaps this is what a fake. Oh, my. Okay, let me just put this. That was the quarterback for Austria did a play fake, and it looked like she didn't even have the ball. The defender
really sold it. She sold it, everything.
The defenders eased up, looking downfield, and the quarterback, I'm talking this is like professional.
Beautiful play.
Beautiful play, threw the ball down the field after tricking the defenders into thinking she had already released the ball, then threw it, and we have another touchdown, 46-0. Austrian quarterback steps up in the pocket, fires, incomplete pass, one of the few incomplete passes today. But another costly interception by the Swedes leads to more pay dirt for Austria.
Austria in complete control. This is the time, if you're Austria, you get your second stringers out there. You don't risk any injuries. You don't want to get anyone dehydrated, even if it's their last game of the day. You want to rest them up, and you want to make sure they're fresh again for tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I see that the teams are traveling with multiple substitutions. They could bring people in. Now's the time to do it as Sweden takes over. First pass is a little high, incomplete, but Kenny would say the receiver should have caught it since she did touch the ball.
And wait, not only touch the ball, touch it with two hands, and went through the hands. So,
okay.
We're not professionals here, and even professionals drop balls. And
speaking
of
defensive wide receivers out there around the world, coming to their aid in this time of strife.
But you know what?
Incomplete ball on second down.
To be fair, for those same wide receivers and the ones that drop the ball, some of them would say, I should have had it. Right. And they wouldn't say I should have had it just by saying lip service. They say I should have had it because if you have that right mentality, you think that you can catch any ball that's thrown anywhere near you.
Right. Fair enough, quarterback. Fair enough.
And receiver and defensive back. I think you played quarterback too, Josh.
I did play for a few years, yes, I did. Long pass, incomplete, then.
And also, Josh, I'm not sure how many balls you dropped. You were a pretty handsy kind of guy.
I remember the time when Kenny Wiesbell was on the opposing team, and I picked him off
Never.
2 or 3 times in one game.
Never. Didn't happen. It's fake news.
The last time I did that was, I think, around the time Sweden won the World
2002.
Championship back in 2003 when Kenny was playing for, I don't remember one team, and I was a proud member of Pizzeria Fraud. But,
oh, boy.
Well, those are the glory days, folks. Let's focus on the women's game at hand here. Sweden now in a bunch formation, down 46-0, trying to get something going. And they've put in a different quarterback, number 86, Svellen Nyberg there, Natalie. She's come in as quarterback to try and
do something else.
But unfortunately that was 4th down, so Austria will be once again taking over. And let's see if they're actually doing what you said and going to a...
No, they still have their starters in.
Let's see.
Number 2, quarterback.
Number 2, is she still on the field?
Yep.
Saskia.
Listen, if you're a competitor, you never want to leave the field. It doesn't matter if you're winning 46-0 or if you're losing 46-0. You always want to be out there.
10 minutes left in the game, by the way, Kenny. 10 minutes.
All right.
And, Austria now, I don't know. They won a game earlier today. What was it, 65-0?
70-0,
70-0. I don't know if they're going to get there today.
No,
in this game.
And you know what? They shouldn't. They
Right.
shouldn't. We're trying to talk about sportsmanship here.
Right.
They shouldn't be throwing the ball deep.
Listen, they should be trying to move the ball down the field,
Yeah,
practice your
and that's
routes.
fair. And that's fair. You don't want to take a knee
You're not going
either.
to take a knee with 10 minutes left in the game. That would be really disrespectful.
Sure,
but you don't want to see anybody do anything silly out
just
there today.
in a basketball game, you're up 30 points in the fourth quarter. You're not going to be taking three-pointers.
Exactly. Catch made by number 65 there by Austria, who is not listed here. Unfortunately, a few players.
We've got to get our.
60
You know what we have to do? We have to get our spotters working a little better.
Right. The spotters are, I think, at lunch. And
well, I saw them having popsicles just a minute ago.
Yeah, no.
What I want to know is where are my popsicles?
Right. I didn't get a popsicle yet today. Handoff here. Austria running around left end. Great flag
Nice
pull.
flag
Let's
pull.
give
Beautiful.
credit's due. Number 25, Evelina Damm, Damm, with the great pull there for Sweden. Let's take something positive out of this experience here, being down by 46 points here with a few minutes left in the game.
Yeah, and like we said, it's good for Sweden to practice. They're practicing against one of the best women's flag football teams in the world.
Yeah.
So let's get some positives out of this. Try to
Let's
practice.
see. They're fourth in the world, Austria. I didn't read that. We didn't have time before the game to even mention that. Austria's fourth.
Now they're going deep and a wide open.
And that'll be another 6 points. I don't know, Kenny.
52-0. Listen,
70's not out of reach.
I'm not going to call. I'm not going to call them out for it. I won't because everyone does what they want to do.
Right.
But okay, let me call them out for it.
But listen. If there was 2 minutes left, okay. There's still 8 minutes left.
It's
in the
an
game.
insurmountable lead.
What are you going to do?
It's an insurmountable.
Are you going to run around in circles like a chicken? I mean, what are you going to do? You have to play football. We're here to play football.
Fair enough.
Okay, I understand. Maybe you don't send somebody long.
Yes, I would have gone for the first
short
down.
patterns, work the ball down the field.
But anyway.
But then again, what's the difference between that one pass? What do you think's worse? A bomb touchdown or taking at a 12-play drive? And also, that could be a backbreaker and a spirit breaker as well. You ever think about that?
Oh, listen.
We're getting pretty deep here, man.
Yeah, I was going to say, if not for nothing, there's philosophy here behind football and flag football and games like this. But when you're up 53-0, you're still up 53-0.
Here we go. Sweden with another possession. Their original starting QB back in the game, going long, and nearly intercepted again off a tip. Incomplete pass, and the rusher almost got a sack as well. Double whammy, unfortunately, for the Swedes.
But to that point, and we've talked about this in some of the earlier games, putting the pressure on the quarterback causes things like that to happen.
Right.
And so the quarterback is rushed into throwing something that she doesn't necessarily want to do, and then she throws an errant pass, and that causes interceptions. And so talking about
another tip ball there at the line.
Why you want to rush the
turf.
Why you want to rush the quarterback, and why you don't want to give time to find a receiver. That's why.
Third down here for Sweden at their own starting 5-yard line.
I got to tell you, you couldn't ask for better conditions than this. These are beautiful conditions to play football.
It's really, it's hot, but it's not like too hot. But the gentleman over here from the staff told me that he spoke to the Swedish players before the game. There's another drop by Sweden, and he said the Swedish coach told him this is the hottest they've ever played ever in a football game.
Really?
They're from Sweden, where the hottest it gets, he said, was 25
I guess so.
Celsius. And so we're upwards probably, 30, 32 Celsius here in Israel,
like
Jerusalem. And this is actually one of the cooler cities in the country, but apparently they're not used to these elements.
It wasn't saying that as an excuse.
No, not at all. He's just pointing out a fact that they have not played in such a warm climate, according to my source here from the league. Would like to be, and there's another tackle deep,
but not a
flagpole deep in Sweden's own territory. That was fourth down. Austria takes over on downs now that it's 53-0. I don't know about a mercy rule or maybe at the 2-minute warning, but I don't know.
Let me put it to you this way:
Yeah.
if Austria goes deep now, I'll have a problem with it.
If Austria goes deep, Kenny himself will jump onto the field and make the INT.
No, I'll tell you, stopping myself from jumping onto the field in any of these games is a big deal. So, yeah. So, I don't want to see Austria going deep on any of these plays.
No. Here's a mid-range pass across the middle Austria made to the nameless number 65, who did not make the roster here.
And I'll tell you, for
maybe
someone
she's an illegal player. No,
for someone who didn't make the roster, she's a very good player. She's got
they
great
brought
hands.
her up. They picked her up from the practice squad the day before. Didn't have time to put her name on the official lineup and flew to Israel, where she's made many catches up the middle, that number 65.
And also you can tell a good player by the way they catch the ball, by their demeanor on the field, by the way they hold themselves, by the way they run patterns.
All right, now Austria just milking the clock. I think they've realized
and this is
enough is enough.
This is right. A handoff.
Fake handoff.
Okay, but fair enough.
Screenplay. And a flag. Nice flag pull again. She's been, listen,
Dom,
25,
I think her name is.
25, Evelina Dom. She is a good, solid flag puller for Sweden. So if you want to take anything positive, 25 and her flag pulling is something to to point out here at this juncture.
You know, it would be nice to see Sweden get a stop here.
Yeah, or not interception. I mean, you can't. I'm not going to openly cheer for one team. And on that note, unfortunately for them,
first down.
number 65 off the practice squad, who has no name on their roster, makes another long catch for about a 20, 25-yard gain down the right sideline. And Austria is once again knocking on the door, which will get them in the vicinity of 60 points with 4 minutes left in the game. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, from this point on in the afternoon, I'm going to be leaving, and Kenny Zwiebel is going to take over all of the play-by-play and color commentary here. I'm sure Kenny's going to do a great job on here on out. But, he's supposed to have, I think, one of the former national team players is supposed to be here. But if she doesn't show up,
Solo, I don't know about Solo here.
Man. Here's a double pass by Austria, and
wide open in
the end zone, and that's another touchdown. Austria and
little
59-0.
A little bit of scoreboard watching on the other field that's going on right next to us. Israel against Czech Republic. Czech Republic just went up on Israel. It's either 12 or 13-7. Israel with the ball and driving.
And
trying to even it up over there on the
Austria
other field.
Here about to try at least to tack on their 60th point. We'll see what happens with this bunch formation. No rush again. 5 back in coverage.
Great play.
And amazing throw.
And there's 65 again. Great catch.
65,
wow.
The unnamed 60 player, number 65.
If anybody knows her name.
If you're her mother or father,
and you're listening to this broadcast.
Let us know her name.
Yeah, just write it in because we want to give her credit for it.
1 point. It's 60. Yeah. The score is 60-0. The player in question is number 65.
Solid player.
Yeah. And for one thing, I'm definitely working on the farmer's tan here in Jerusalem, if anything else, from this game.
At least from your ankles down.
Right. Yes, my ankles are getting a good suntan. But anyway.
Shauna Sprung running for the end zone, and
the crowd goes wild. That is the Israel game. I'm watching the Sweden game. Good catch by number 36 on Sweden for a 7-yard gain. And we continue to bring you, I guess, a little bit of coverage from both games. That game is much closer. But we're watching this game, Sweden-Austria. 60-0, man.
It's hard. It's hard to come up with,
more commentary, color commentary.
Well,
nice catch by number 86. Leans for the first down. And
there's going to be
a
flag.
I think she
put her shoulder down.
Put her shoulder down, kind of touched the defender with the ball in the head. It kind of, I feel bad that they're going to take that one back because
it was a nice play.
It was a good play. Catch. Scoreboard watching over here. The extra point was not good on this field, so I think it may be a tie game. The Israel-Czech. Number 65. We have a name.
Thank you for writing in. Well, of course we can't pronounce it, but
Katrin, that is so nice of you, whoever's listening.
who wrote in here?
Katrin, last name
Thank you, Gerhard Hochtreiter,
We
for
probably-
telling us that it's
Mansbart.
Katrin Mansbart.
That is so nice of you to write in. We appreciate that very much. 65 is a great player, and now she's officially on the roster. Katrin Mansbart. I've written it down on our paperwork here.
And for those of you listening, for updates on the Israel game, Israel just went up by 1 point.
The
on
women's
Czech,
team, yeah.
The Israel women's team.
And in this game, it's 61-0. Sweden with the ball driving. Nice catch by number.
Oh,
it would have been
almost
a
a
great
catch.
catch by 13, who I've kind of adopted as my favorite target receiver on the Swedish team, just because of the fact that she is really tall.
Is that it?
And 121.
121.
So this is going to be a kneel down situation here, and we are going, or at least I'm going to call it a day. And I'll be back with you
Josh.
tomorrow morning, 8 a.m.
Josh, you have been amazing.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
you
man.
are
Whoa.
the man. And I will see you at 8 o'clock
8
tomorrow
a.m.
morning.
Man,
I'll
it's
be here
gonna
at
be-
7:30.
It's going to be an early morning.
We can meet for knit.
Let's meet for breakfast. There's an ice cream truck out in the parking lot. I think that's where we're going to be eating.
Excellent.
7:30 a.m. You got to get yourself one of these staff badges, Kenny, or they will not let you in tomorrow. That's the rule.
Really?
So make sure you
Well,
don't leave without a staff badge.
Maybe I'll just take yours.
I don't think so. I'll leave you the itinerary and all the listing of the names.
If you could
but-
give me the rosters,
Yeah,
I'd
you're gonna
appreciate
but
it.
You
Because
can't have my paperclip. That is key to this operation. Not all these high-tech machines, not all this internet stuff. This paperclip. Without it, we couldn't be doing these. No, just seriously. We want to thank again. At least I'll thank before I leave the broadcast booth. All right, Director Yuda Wadowski, cameraman Eitan Spitz, engineer Yaakov Feldman, and I'm sure Kenny will thank them as well before we end later on today. Medabrim Communications. Medabrim means to talk, by the way. And Yuda, you should know I did give your number to somebody else who is actually looking for a streaming service in the near future. I promise. I'm not just making this up. That's the end of the game. Final score, Austria 61, Sweden 0. Kenny's Wee Bells going to take you home, folks. The rest of the evening, Josh Easton here. I am taking off.
And we're going to go head out for a technical break. We're going to be off for the next 15 minutes
All
or
right.
so.
Enjoy yourselves. Get yourself something to eat. Go order that pizza. Have them deliver. Don't leave
Oh,
your
it sounds
computer.
so good. Josh, thank you.
All
You
right,
were
thanks.
awesome
We'll
today.
see you guys tomorrow. Good night.